My name is Jeanette, and I want to thank you for joining me on the channel Jane Reads. So we are moving on to day 15 of Bookmas. And if you've been following along, you have seen the other Bookmas videos, so you know what the envelopes are about. But if you haven't been following along, my Bookmas playlist will be in the description below, and day 1 talks about the envelopes and how they're working. So I'd love it if you would go back and watch that. And if not, that's okay too. I just appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos. So let's just get right into it. It's day 15. Jane Reads looks forward to upcoming new releases. Okay. So, normally for the past 3 quarters, I've talked about the new releases that I'm looking forward to coming in the next quarter. So in September, I posted the books I was looking forward to in October, November, December. So I only have 4 books for January, February, March that I'm excited about and really looking forward to, which is fine because I want to read what's on my shelves. It's kind of my goal. And I don't want to only read new releases because I have a lot to catch up on. So I'm just going to start with the first one that comes out January 3rd, and that is Critical Threat by Lynette Eason. It is book 3 of her Extreme Measures series. Book 1 and 2 came out in 2022, and I have read both of them, so I am anxious to read this one. And then book 4 of this series, which is called Countdown, will be releasing in August. So I don't know much about this book. I have not looked it up. I know it's romantic suspense by Lynette Eason. It's book 3 of a series, and it features one of the characters that we've met in book 1 and book 2. That's about what I know, and that's all I really want to know. I kind of want to go in blind because I really enjoy Lynette Eason's books, and so I was privileged to receive an advanced reader copy of this book from Rebel, so I haven't read it yet, but I'm really hoping to get to it by the end of December. Hopefully. I mean, as I said, this book comes out on January the 3rd. So on February 7th, The Sound of Light by Sarah Sundin releases. I was so excited when I saw this book for a few reasons. Sarah Sundin has become a new favorite author for me. I have read 4 of her books in just October and November. I fell in love with her when I read A Distant Melody, so then I had to pick up the rest of that series. And then I read Until Leaves Fall in Paris, and again, I loved that book. So after I finished that book, I bought When Twilight Breaks. I have not read it yet, but I really hope to. But then I saw this book was coming out at the beginning of February, and it was like, oh, I gotta get my hands on this one. This cover is gorgeous, but again, it has my favorite things. It is the back of a person walking away, like back of the girl walking away, and then it's a soft blue-green like background. And I don't know, I love it. I hadn't really realized kind of what really draws me into a cover until I start looking and comparing my favorite covers, and this has like all the elements of my favorite cover. The back of a person, you can't see the face, and then the light blue greenish background. Yeah. So it is a historical fiction, and the summary says, when Germans march into Denmark, Baron Henrik Affeldt exchanges his nobility for a nominee, assuming a new identity so he can secretly row messages for the Danish resistance across the waters to Sweden. American physicist Dr. Elise Jensen refuses to leave Copenhagen and abandon her research, her life's dream. While printing resistance newspapers, she hears stories of the movement's legendary have-man, the merman, and wonders if the mysterious and silent shipyard worker living in the same boarding house has something to hide. When the occupation cracks down on the Danes, these two passionate people will discover if there is more power in speech or in silence. So again, it's another World War II set story. This time it is set in Copenhagen. So yeah, I'm really interested about this. And kind of the exciting thing about, kind of another exciting thing about this is not only have I fallen in love with Sarah Sundin recently, but my best friend has fallen in love with Sarah Sundin's writing, and this book is releasing on her birthday. Like that's just cool, so cool. So then we go into March the 7th. And on March the 7th, we have Under Fire by Lynn H. Blackburn. This is book number 3 in her Defend and Protect series. I'm pretty sure this is the end of the trilogy, like the end of the series. I think it's just going to be a trilogy. I have book 1 and book 2 on my shelf to read. So as soon as like this one comes out in March, I plan on reading all 3. I just fell in love with Lynn's writing in her Dive Team Investigation series that I cannot wait to read this series. But because I enjoy reading series back to back, I've been holding off to read it. So 1 and 2 are sitting there patiently waiting for March to come so that I can get my hands on book number 3. Then the other book that's coming out on March the 7th is called Code Name Edelweiss by Stephanie Landsem. I just saw this book and this cover, I don't know, I really like it. However, it is the back of a girl, but you also get the front of a man kind of peeking at the, like, kind of at the back there. But I don't know, I don't know what color. Is that like a goldish maybe? I don't know. This looks so elegant. And then, so I read the description because I was interested. Like, the cover drew me in and I wanted to know what this book is about. I've not read anything by this author before. I don't even know. I was going to say, I don't even know if she has any other books. But yes, according to Goodreads, she does. So, yeah, but I've never read her before. But it just, once I read the description, it's like, ooh, I am interested. Okay, so it says, Adolf Hitler is still a distant rumble on the horizon, but a Jewish spy master and his courageous spies uncover a storm of Nazi terror in their own backyard. In the summer of 1933, a man named Adolf Hitler is the new and powerful anti-Semitic chancellor of Germany. But in Los Angeles, no-nonsense secretary Liesl Weiss has concerns much closer to home. The Great Depression is tightening its grip, and Liesl is the sole supporter of 2 children, an opinionated mother and a troubled brother. Leon Lewis is a Jewish lawyer who has watched Adolf Hitler's rise to power and the increase in the anti-Semitism in America with growing alarm. He believes Nazi agents are working to seize control of Hollywood, the greatest propaganda machine the world has ever known. The trouble is, authorities scoff at his dire warnings. When Liesl loses her job at MGM, her only choice is to work with Leon Lewis and the mysterious Agent 13 to spy on her friends and neighbors in her German-American community. What Leon Lewis and his spies find is more chilling and more dangerous than any of them suspected. Codename Edelweiss is based on a true story, unknown until recent years, how a lone Jewish lawyer and a handful of amateur spies discovered and foiled Adolf Hitler's plan to take over Hollywood. And just when I read that ending, that it was based on a true story, and this one lawyer and a group of spies, like amateur spies, were able to foil Adolf Hitler's plan. I'm like, I am interested and want to know. That just, it sounds so interesting to me. So those are the 4 books that I'm kind of my most anticipated for the first quarter of 2023. Have you read from these authors before? Are there others that are coming out that I should be looking out for? I would love to chat in the comments below. Thank you for joining me today, and I'd love it if you would come back tomorrow for day 16. Thank you. Bye.